Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. We're back in a brand new video. Today, as you can see by the background video, we are in 100 days. So I'm actually voicing over this for the fact of this weren't actually going to be a video. It weren't until like, I can't exactly remember, but it wasn't until like day 20-ish, if I remember correctly, that I was actually going to make this video. I normally just record most things I play on Minecraft just in case I want to turn them into videos in the long run. So, before we jump into the actual main video, as you can see in the background, we're rolling, I think, day 1, maybe day 2. If you do enjoy this video, do leave a like and subscribe. This video obviously took so long to record. I think, in the end, we had about 28 plus hours of footage. Obviously, it being 100 days, they're not easy to record and edit either. So, leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy. And also, I'm partnered with Winternode. Winternode is a Minecraft server host where you can get 25% off your first month when actually buying a Minecraft server when you use code BELGI. Check them out, the link will be in the description. Winternode is a really good server host. They're the best that I've actually found for Minecraft, so check them out. So, now let's talk about what is going on in the gameplay. I'm currently on day 2, I believe. I think the morning of day 2. Or now we're actually on day 3. We're picking up villagers because obviously you can pick villagers up with one of the mods. I think it's easy villagers, so we're just like shift right clicking on them and it picks them up. We're also in this like really cool looking village. It's a village inside of the mahogany biome, I think it is. So we walk into this room. This room is obviously full of books. We definitely do mine the books, and then I think we might pick up a few more villagers just so we have spare. But we then go to our base. As you can see, this is time lapsed, kind of. It's sped up a little bit, just because obviously building a base is not the most fun things, and it's not that good of it's not like the best looking base either. It's just a small little thing because we don't need something massive. We've only got 100 days to do what we got to do. This is also 100 days in Vault Hunters. Vault Hunters is a Minecraft mod made by Iskal85 and obviously his team. It's such a cool, unique, different way to play Minecraft. You have to basically gear up to run vaults. You get points. As you can see, I've got 1 unspent skill point. They can be used to buy abilities, unique things about your character's gameplay. So, for example, vein money you can buy speed, haste. You can buy something called twerker, which makes it so when you crouch near crops, they grow. So yeah, and basically this is all leading up to you having to go and run vaults. A vault is kind of like a maze sort of thing, where you have to fight mobs, loot chests and stuff like that. As you can see in the background, I'm now using that twerker to grow wheat, and I do that basically just so I can trade it with villagers to get emeralds, so then I can get like mending and breaking, better armor and stuff like that. And I done that. If in a second it will skip like quite a few days. That is just because I am, for like 4 or 5 days, I am literally just sitting there crouching on crops. So it's not the most funnest of things to have in a video. Right now I'm buying armor from the armorer villager. So we're just like getting, I think most of it is like dud enchantments. I don't even care about the enchantments. It's just so I don't have to waste diamonds to craft a diamond armor myself. So I think the only thing that I keep with the enchantments on is the actual boots. I think the boots have feather falling 3, maybe 4. So I just keep them, just because feather falling is something that is obviously really useful in the long run. So now I'm basically just enchanting everything to get it to protection 4, mending, and unbreaking 3. And then we do find a wandering trader, which I think I actually kill, because wandering traders are completely useless, and I don't think they have a use within this mod pack either. So I kill his traders, and then I kill him. And at this point, we are about to go to the Nether. I think we've got the Nether portal there built ready. So yeah, as you can see, we back up into the Nether portal. We go to the Nether, but I think this is just me going to see what is around us. I don't actually do anything here. I literally go in, look around, and then go back home. Just for the clear fact of, I don't think I'm prepared for the Nether just yet. And I don't want to, like, go into it just in case I die. Because, obviously, I don't want to die. So, we look around just to see we have a unique modded biome. I don't know what the biome is called. We then have a basalt delta to one side. And this mushroomy looking soul shroom block biome is pretty much all around us for quite a distance. So I just walk around to see like what's around me, what I can do, what is there to explore, if there's a nether fortress near, if I have to go exploring. There's not one near, sadly. Maybe this is actually where I do go exploring, because I do come back to nether. Obviously, we do need blaze rods. Yeah, this is actually where I do go exploring in the nether, and I do find a really cool, unique biome that I really like the look of. I think we will show it in a second. Obviously, this is me voicing over it. This was recorded like quite a few weeks, months ago, so it's not like I remember exactly what we're doing. But yeah, as you can see, this biome is, I love it. It just looks so cool. The purple flowers, the purple mist, these weird looking like chain structures that are all over the place. As you can see, we now get into a bit of a pickle. We encounter one of them firewalls, and it leaves us quite low. Now, I didn't actually bring much food with me, which was a bit of a stupid thing to do. I should have really brought more food. We now start pillaring up to the nether fortress. We are in the nether fortress, and we find a blaze spawner, which obviously we need blaze rods to go to the end. We need to go to the end to kill the, to get some purple blocks to actually go into the vaults. The vaults require purple blocks, obsidian and diamonds to make like a podium. So we need to like go to the end before we can do anything else within the mod. So that is like my main goal. I think my goal was to beat the ender dragon before day 40 or 50. I think I way do that. You'll see obviously not that long. And we basically just protect the spawner so I don't take much damage. But me being the noob I am, I take a lot more damage than I actually need to, and it almost leaves me on the brink of dying, which is not good. So I'm just obviously killing them. I now start like digging out the bottom of it to make, because I know that makes them spawn quicker. So I get, I think, 4 blaze rods, which isn't actually enough. We'll cover that when it comes to it. But I gather 4, and I'm so close to dying, so I just head home. But this is probably the worst way I could have actually killed them. I should have set up something a little bit better, but I just didn't have the blocks on me, nor did I have the food to like mess around with. So that is why I'm just kind of like getting them killed, taking blaze rods and going. So I then now start ditching inventory. I obviously go back in there because I know that 3 definitely won't be enough. So I do try and kill more, but it just don't end well. You'll see in a second why. So let's just obviously leave it. I make torches. I don't actually know why I make torches. Okay, maybe, yeah, to disable the spawner. So I try to disable the spawner. Obviously, I don't think that works with blazes, or they have to have like a higher light level. I'm not too sure, but as you can see, they're carrying on spawning even though I've lit it all up. I now tried to like dig around it to see if that is a better way, but there's blazes all out there. So I just block it up and go back in. And yes, as you can see, I think this is the point where it starts to get a bit messy, because I break the block to go in there to actually grab the blaze rods, and I try to like block it up so they can't fly out, and one hits me. I block it back up, and I should have really like carried on placing the blocks because they don't do that much damage to me. Obviously at this point I don't have that good armor. I don't have an enchanted sword. I have pretty weak stuff, which I just wanted to get to the nether, kill the blazes, and head on back to the stronghold, or head to the stronghold. So at this point, yeah, I'm kind of like getting fed up. I've got no food left, so I think maybe it's best if I go home, but I know that 4 is not going to be enough. So I get hit one last time, leaving me quite low, so I head home. And now we are on the exploration for the actual stronghold. I'm just riding a horse in a direction, hoping to find. I didn't want to use the eyes of ender because I knew that I didn't have enough. So as you can see, I'm just riding around, hoping to find something that would obviously lead to a stronghold. So as you can see, it's just fading between like different positions in the world where I'm just like riding. Eventually we do find a stronghold. I think we find a stronghold on day 25. No, yeah, 26. So we find a stronghold on this day, I think. And it's not actually that far. We are pretty near it, I think. I can't remember. But the horse, I think I get off the horse because it's like over ocean. Yeah, as you can see, it's in the middle of a lake. I don't actually know where we was, or if we was near it. All I remember is I don't have enough eyes of ender at this point. I have 8. I think the maximum you obviously need is 12 if it has a none in it. The minimum obviously being 0 if you get that. I think it's like 1 in a million chance that the spawner's completely full. So this is where it don't go well. As you can see, I'm jumping across blocks. There's so many mobs down here. I managed, obviously, I fall down to a skeleton actually shooting me, which isn't good. I run to the portal. I see how many eyes of ender we need. I realize that we don't have enough. So I fill it in with the ones I have. We need 3 more. I run, and then I just go and get the others off camera. So we need to kill the ender dragon, obviously, which is something we do. And then we head to the outer ends. So let's quickly, obviously, kill the ender dragon. I don't know, like, how well it goes. I can't remember. I think it goes pretty well. I can't, obviously, remember how well it goes. There's obviously some endors. I don't need to pick them up. I don't even know why I mine them. So I start by taking out some towers. I don't actually have that many arrows on me, which is something. Or if I do have arrows, they are not the right arrows. There we go. I cut all that out just because obviously you've seen people fight the ender dragon before. I now take the last few hits on it. And then we got through the end. We now head to the outer ends, which this structure right here, I thought it would have had some loot in it. It actually doesn't, which is sad, I guess. But I thought it would. It looked like something cool from the ground. We then obviously, seeing there's no loot, go on to find an end city, which is not actually that far away. There's quite close end cities to the actual portal we are using. I also do want to quickly just show you, I do water bucket clutch it, which is surprising. I didn't want to do this, but I thought it's better than just wasting time building down. I'm on to day 29. So I just want to get the ends looted. I want to get an elytra, and I want to get out of the end. So now, obviously, you can just see me quickly looting some chests to see what I got. Obviously, I didn't want to show the whole raiding of end cities because it's been done before. The looting of obviously end cities is not changed much because of the mods. The only thing that is really changed is there's some unique items from mods. So I'm quickly, obviously, just looting as much chests as I possibly can. And I obviously ditch a lot of it into a shulker box, so we can obviously head back with more inventory space. I loot around 2 end cities. I loot 2 end cities, and both of them do have a ship on them, which is actually really good. I didn't expect to find 2 with ships, so we basically have an elytra and a spare elytra. At this point, I'm now back on the end island. It's day 30. I want to go home before anything happens, and I do want to start running vaults, which I think we do actually run the first vault in a second. I don't know, like, I think it was around day 40, maybe 35 we run the first vault. Yeah, as you can see, this is what you needed. You needed that altar block that I'm actually throwing things down on, and when you put a it's called a vault rock into the center, you have to get certain items or random items with random amounts of that item. So as you can see, we needed 2 gunpowder and a saddle. The saddle's a bit harder because I have to either go exploring for it, or I can also trade with a leather worker, which I'm doing right now. You can actually have a chance of getting a saddle. I don't know if this is vanilla Minecraft or modded, but there is a chance of getting a saddle from the level 5 of the actual leather worker, which really helped. Otherwise it meant going exploring dungeons and stuff like that. So I also do just quickly want to show you this. For anyone saying make golden apples, they are a lot harder to actually craft in this mod, just to make it so it's a lot harder to heal. It's actually the same way an old notch apple is crafted. So a apple in the middle by 8 blocks. So I can't, as you can see, make just loads and loads of golden apples. They're harder. So at this point I throw the saddle on, which then means that it's complete. I click the button, I get a vault rock, or I don't actually know what the name is. I think it's called a vault crystal. What is it called? Vault crystal. And now what we need to do is we need to put this, like a nether portal, in between a blackstone base. So now we head into the first vault on day 33. And I sped this up just because I wanted you to see the first vault I run, but I didn't want it to be like very slow. Okay, so the first vault, I don't know what the bottom things meant. I had unlucky. That means I just have less luck when looting, I think. I don't know if it counts with chests or just mobs, but I don't know what gilded means or plentiful. At this point I'm trying to write down coordinates because you can win or you can like go about the vaults in 2 ways. You can click on them like 2 block stone looking things to fight a boss if you get all of them. As you can see, they're in the bottom corner. There's also a timer. You only have 25 minutes to loot these vaults. If you don't make it out within them 25 minutes, you do die, which obviously we don't want. So You obviously have 25 minutes, and if I don't care about dying, I am just going to quickly mention that. I don't know if I've died, I might have, but I don't care about dying. Just because in this mod, if you die inside of a vault, you lose absolutely everything. You lose everything you've got on you, and there's no way to get it back, just because of the fact you can't go back into a vault. When you enter a vault, it breaks the portal the minute you enter it, because that is it activating. So there's no way for you just to go back into a vault and get your items once you die. If you die, you lose everything, and then got to regrind everything you had on you. So if you take like every single thing you own into one of these vaults, you've lost it if you die. Now, the two ways you can actually complete a vault is by escaping, which you can do by bailing, which obviously is going back through the portal before the timer's run out. And obviously that portal can be, is the portal you entered in. That's why I wrote down the coordinates. Here I was a bit stupid. I hit a TNT thinking I could break it, but it don't. Hitting it actually activates it. So yeah, you can escape by going back through the Nether portal that you came, or the vault portal that you came into. That is why I wrote down the coordinates, just so I knew the way back to it, in case I didn't feel ready to fight a boss, and I didn't. The second way you can escape is by fighting the boss, by finding the 3 obelisks, I think that is, and by killing a boss. Now, bosses are not easy to kill. Obviously, by name, it's a boss. It's meant to be hard. So, I don't feel ready to kill one. I escaped this vault by bailing, because I don't want to kill a boss at this point. I know that I'll probably die to it, and I just want to get as much loot as we can and then get out of there, just so we have the extra loot basically from the vault. So at this point, obviously you can see there's random like mobs and that. Mobs spawn in the vaults. There's also a lot of spawners placed around and scattered around the vaults, which makes it so there's certain areas that have more mobs than others. And you also, obviously, as you saw at the very beginning of the vault, there are random effects or abilities you can get going into a vault. Some of them are difficulty to make it more harder. Some of them are like personal space, which makes it so mobs won't actually spawn around you, but they'll still spawn obviously around you if they spawn from a spawner. There's quite a few. There's a lot of different like ways you can play these vaults. That's why it's such a fun mod to mess around with. The mod will be linked in the description, obviously, if you do want to check it out, as it's so fun. These 100 days, it was the most fun I've had in Minecraft in a while, because it's not the casual kill the ender dragon, get the elytra, then you've basically completed the game until you want to build bases and stuff like that. You don't complete the game until you've run vaults, and I was nowhere near finished, because I don't know like technically what you count as finished the game in this mod. I guess you could count it as unlocking every single ability, which you do by leveling up. As you can see above my hunger, I'm level 0. You get levels by completing vaults, by eating certain food items inside the vaults, like cookies, I think is one, burgers might be one, so stuff like that. As you can see, we are actually getting quite a few cookies, and I do eat them once we leave the vault. And you also don't heal inside of these vaults. There's no way, like, natural regeneration is off. The only way to heal is by, obviously, golden apples, what is the other things, like healing potions and stuff like that. Just because natural regen is disabled, you won't just automatically regen your health when you run out or when you eat. That is what makes these vaults quite a lot harder. As you can see, myself there tried to kill me, which wasn't good. So we now head out, and obviously vaults do scale on the amount of XP you actually have. These vaults scaling is not off your XP, as you can see, not that level 15, it's the level 0, it's vault XP. They scale in that, so the higher you are, the harder they are. I think the level 20 is when like skeletons spawn. Level 10, level 0 to 15, I think is like zombies, these little like players sort of looking zombie mobs, and also silverfish can spawn at this point, I think. I don't know if any other mobs. Oh yeah, spiders and creepers can also spawn at this point, but creepers are not that common. I don't bump into that many creepers. And guardians can also spawn on the rare occasion that you have a water room. That is something I forgot. So as you can see, our time is now getting down quite low. It's on 3 minutes. You can see how quickly it's sped up just by obviously the timer. But I didn't want the whole video just to be a vault run, and vault runs are 25 minutes. So that is like 25 minutes of obviously just in one thing. and I didn't want the video to be like 3 hours long. So you can see once that timer reaches 0, if we don't exit out of the portal, we die. So at this point, as you can see, I'm back at like the base. I'm looking for any extra chests because we do still have a minute, and we bail the vault, which is something that we obviously needed to do. Now it's day 42, and we have enough to actually run another vault, which I accept. I give it all the items it needs. I click the button, and then it gives me the vault rock. Or vault crystal. So we now actually are prepared to run another vault, and I think I do, yeah. I run another vault, and this one we have personal space and difficult. This time I write that down the coordinates straight away. So personal space basically means mobs won't spawn around me. I have like, I don't know what the distance is, but I have like room. Mobs won't spawn right next to me. And difficult means mobs are harder to kill. They have more attack damage, speed, and stuff like that, I think. I don't know if like speed and that counts, but they're just occasionally harder. So before I could one hit a lot of them, in this vault I can't. A lot of them have a lot more health. Most of them I can still one hit, not all of them though, which makes it that little bit harder. When I'm actually running these vaults, I'm looking for one room, because there is one room that is my favourite, and you'll see it soon. I don't know if it's in this vault or if I actually run it in another vault, but there is one room that I really like, and it has so much good loot in it. So let's now once again talk. I'm looting a vault. This vault, I think, so this is my second vault. The vault's layouts are obviously completely random. It's like strongholds and that. The rooms are in different places. The rooms can be different. I don't know like the best way to explain it. Woodland mansions probably, because woodland mansions that you go into them, although the layout's the same, the rooms are different in different layers. That's basically what this is. It's just loads of rooms connected by tunnels, and the rooms are always different. Obviously you do bump into the same rooms now and again, but mainly rooms are different. So the point of it is to basically loot, kill the mobs, and survive, while obviously trying to get the best loot we possibly can. So that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm looting chests, I'm killing mobs. This here, right here, we find guardians, and we're not on the best of health. So this, I like panicked, and there was also a trident, what's it called, drowned, that was there. So I decided just to leave that. There was some chests down there that probably had good loot in them, but I decided to leave it. And this is the room I've been waiting for. This is the room that I absolutely love. It is a like city with a sewer underneath, and within the sewer there is around 20 plus chests. There's these little dips. I think there's like 2, maybe 3 on each like corner, and there's 4 corners. There's like 3 to 4 chests in each corner, in each quadrant. So there's like loads and loads of chests, and each chest is the gilded chest. They go from common, I think, to omega, and they are just really good in loot wise. There are some traps, as you saw. We just got a poison trap right there where it summoned a poison. We got it right there again. So this is like my favorite room, because of the fact it's just so rewarding, and not many mobs do actually come down here. You see like now and again some in the water, but because they're in the water they can't move that fast, which means you have time to loot before they do actually get to you, and before they can do damage to you. So it's just my favorite room. I do loot a few of them. This is the first one that I actually found within this series, or within this 100 days, and it gives us quite a lot of loot. From just looting this one room, we become quite stacked. I am also, while I'm looting, like, keep an eye on the time, because we only have 12 minutes left to actually beat the vault. So I'm trying to like be efficient with it, but still try to obviously not waste time. I went back to the guardian room right there, which wasn't a good idea. So now I'm like I'm starting to head back towards like this spawnish area, because I know that time's halfway through, or just over halfway through, and I want to make sure I know my way back, just so I can easily get back to spawn if something goes wrong, I get low, or in case obviously the timer does start ticking down and it gets to low numbers and I don't know my way back. So normally around like 10ish minutes I start heading back, so I then at least know the way back. I'm back in this room. I thought this was the same room, but it's not. It's actually a different one, as you can see, it's completely unlooted. That is 2 rooms, or 2 of these sewer rooms inside of one vault, which I don't know the chances of it. I know this room is a rarer room. It's like a rare room, so the chances are probably low, but we did get 2. And as you can see, I'm rushing looting this just for the fact of we don't have much time, and I don't want to spend loads of time and then like be on the brink of getting out of the vault in the last few seconds. I want to make sure I have enough time, because all this loot, once again, if we die, we lose every single bit of it, and I don't want to do that because we got quite a lot of loot from this vault. And a lot of the loot is actually going to help us along the way to run more vaults and actually be successful within the mod. So I think this is around the time I start like actually heading back now, because it's gone to the 5-minute timer. We've been in the vault for 20 minutes. Yeah, as you can see, I opened chat right there just to read the coordinates. This is the room that I know we are then. I just go in the last direction. I explored the other 2. I just go in this direction to see if there's any more loot. And there was actually a lot more chests in that room. I just didn't know about it at the time. There's like, it's a tree. And there's loot in this tree. So this is like rewards you can get from the vault. They are like different things. You can get vending machine things that you can buy things for. There's also gifts which you can rename to and player's name, and it will use their skin, and it spits out random items. There's also like a gift thing. It's mainly because this mod is linked to like Twitch, so you can have like your Twitch linked to it, so if you get a donation it does certain things. But obviously we weren't doing that because we was recording at the time. So I did actually name a lot of the actual things we got, the vending machine things, after people who have supported my channel. Now I am just going to quickly say, if your name is not there, as you can see there are quite a few names there. If your name is not there, or your like skin isn't there, it could be for a few reasons. I started doing this, and then I stopped, just for the main fact of, it was taking me quite a while to find Minecraft usernames, which meant that we actually then was running or wasting time for me just to find usernames to put on these people. So in the end, I just stopped doing it. I think I done it for like 2-3 vault runs, and I just got thought of the fact of we're wasting so much time like trying to look for Minecraft usernames, because it has to be exact name. If there's a thing wrong about it, then it won't work. So this room right here, we actually decided to do a boss, or this is another vault. This is on day 46. I decided to kill a boss here, and as you can see, it don't go to plan. So I thought, okay, I think I'm prepared. I don't know how OP the bosses are. I ate that chocolate bar that you saw. That gives us strength. Strength 4, I think it is, for like 30 seconds. And the bosses do heal. There is actually like the Wither. If you don't damage them within a certain time, they will heal, but they heal a lot quicker than the Wither. And I thought, okay, if I go into this room right here, which is a portal room, the actual boss won't be allowed to come in here. That was my thought, and that was completely wrong. The boss can actually enter this room, and the boss can do its attacks in this room. My thought was maybe because it's a starting room, it might be like boss free, but I was completely wrong. And as you can see, this is where things start going wrong. Luckily, we managed to actually run, and we managed just to go through the portal, which I'm so glad we could have done. If that actually blocked it, we would have died there. And once again, you can see we are now naming a few more. You can see like the rough people who are in front. But yeah, if your name isn't there, it's nothing. It could be a few reasons. It could be the fact of I got bored of finding usernames, or it could be the fact of I just couldn't remember your Minecraft username at the time, because obviously I couldn't sit there for 10-20 minutes looking for usernames. I had to be quick with it, otherwise we're wasting time getting usernames when we could be doing certain things. Now we are doing another vote run, or we're getting the last few resources, and that granite was a pain to get. We're on day 50 currently. Now we're on day 57, and we still haven't found the granite we need. So that's 7 days of me going in caves, looking for granite, and we could not find a single piece. In the end, I looked to see if there was a crafting recipe for granite, and there luckily was. You could combine diorite and I think quartz to make granite. So yeah, so it's quartz and diorite for everyone makes one granite, which in the end I had to do because I went exploring for ages, 7 days as you could see, and I did not find a single granite. So we run another vault, and this one I once again summon the boss. I'm preparing, as you can see, I'm eating a load of apples. These apples give certain effects. Some give speed, some give haste, some give what's it called? Full damage resistance and stuff like that. That spider didn't eat an apple because it fell to full damage. So this boss is a boogeyman. And once again, it has the same attacks. It has like a jump attack. It has a sword, this one. And it also has a snowball attack, which snowballs I think are just to knock you back. I don't think they do like much damage. I think they randomly sometimes do half a heart. But this boss battle goes pretty well until now. It vanishes. So at this point the boss has vanished. I can't find it anywhere. And once again I'm standing in that like corridor because technically it's too tall for the boss. The boss shouldn't be able to go in it. I think the boss's hitbox is a lot smaller, or its like damage box is a lot smaller, because it does at one point teleport into there and it don't take damage. But as you can see, it's teleported back. It did heal. I'm just bow spamming it at this point because I don't want it to get close to me. Because as you can see, as the minute it gets close, it starts actually doing damage. But we managed to kill the first boss on day 59, which is actually incredible. I didn't think we would actually manage to kill a boss. You do get a boss crate, which gives a certain amount of loot. At this point, I can't find it, but I do find it on the floor right there, which I pick it up, luckily in time before we get teleported out. And we get teleported out, we kill the first boss, which is absolutely incredible. I don't think it means anything, like, it means I completed a vault. So we're back to, once again, renaming more people. I think this is the last time I actually do it. The rest I just place down with the names they have, which is just people who have worked on Vault Hunters or helped with it in some way. So yeah, that is that. We now place the boss crate down, and we just take the loot out of it, because you do obviously get loot for killing the boss. Not that good loot, I don't think. The main thing what this boss crate is for artifacts. But because we only had 100 days, we're not going to worry about that whole artifacts thing. Artifacts are basically a thing you have to collect, I think 16 different ones to complete the game. But obviously we didn't have time for that. And as you can see, I finally found granite. It was a bit late now. I don't need it anymore, but I found it. So we now run another vault. This is on day 68. We have hunger and easy. Easy means it's going to be easy for us. Hunger means we always have the hunger effect. So as you can see by my food bars, they are always flashing that green color, which means we are always technically not immune. We are vulnerable to food. We always have to be eating, as our hunger goes down a lot quicker than it normally would. And easy means I think the mobs are a lot easier than they normally would be. So a lot of them are actually one hits, and they are just quite weak, slow, stuff like that. In general, we actually done quite good with the rolls we got. Once again, they are random. There's no way. I think eventually up the line there is a ways to pick what ones you get on each crystal. But this early, there is no way. So it's completely random. And we got quite lucky. I think the most annoying one is the hunger. Especially because I didn't know this was a possible one. And I didn't bring food with me. Or I did, but I didn't bring loads of spare food, as that was the biggest mistake. Towards the end of this vault, I do start obviously getting to the point where I'm running out of food, and I'm taking more damage because I want to use the food in a way where I'm not wasting it, and I'm actually using it to heal. So I get to the point where I'm starting to struggle inside of the vault. I'm picking up these compressed blocks, which are like stacks and stacks of blocks compressed into one single block, which they actually help out quite a lot, especially the sand one we just picked up. We're looting like these little areas. They have spawners, chests, some blocks, some ores, and stuff like that. This was actually one of the worst rooms I'd looted because it had lava everywhere, and I didn't obviously want to fall into that lava. So once again, we are just looting around the vault. I wanted to keep as much of the vault stuff in as possible, just for the fact of this is what this whole 100 days is about. I didn't want it to be mostly Minecraft stuff that is vanilla. I wanted you to know like what the experience is with this mod pack, because it is such a fun, unique thing to play. And you can also pick your difficulty at the very beginning of the game. You can pick like how hard it is, how easy it is, and all stuff like that. So that is really cool as well. I think I picked the casual. I just picked the average one. I think it was called normal, just because I didn't want to go too easy, or I didn't want to go too hard, because obviously I'm not the best Minecraft player. I'm quite newbie, as most of you can tell by most of the mistakes I make actually in this video. So at this point we're about 10 minutes into the vault. And this is I think where it starts going wrong, because I'm starting to panic about food wise. I'm trying not to waste it. I don't like spawn a boss in this one just because of the fact I don't want to. This chest I'm looting right here is a chest you have to kill mobs near. It tells you like there's certain things. I think there's one to give it hearts, one to give it XP. These ones we've got here, you have to kill 5 mobs I think in a radius of it, which the mobs have like a red effect when they're in the radius. We then found this dungeon which had quite a few ores and loot in it, which was decent. It was a bit more loot. Our main goal, I think, of running these vaults is to get a certain item called a knowledge star. That knowledge star can be used for a certain thing, but it's actually really useful. It gives it so we can actually use more blocks and items like backpacks, waystones and stuff like that. As you can see going through the actual mod pack, a lot of things are locked behind certain toggles. As you can see, as I'm like going through, a lot of things as I hover over things in my inventory, it says you have to unlock create for this, or you gotta unlock backpacks, waystones and stuff like that. And the way to unlock them is you have to loot these vaults to get knowledge stars. The knowledge stars are crafted, they're not easy to craft. I think they're like, you have to turn 9 certain essence into then 8 of these like shards. Then you gotta combine 8 shards with like a block of vault diamond, which vault diamonds are not easy to find either. So by this time, we are nowhere near actually getting a knowledge star, which means we can't unlock like danks, backpacks, waystones, and you need I think 2 for most of them. Some of them are 1 knowledge star. So unlocking the knowledge stars is not that easy, and that is when the mod starts to actually get really fun. When you actually unlock like backpacks, danks, create mod, and stuff like that. So at this point we're just like basic Minecraft default stuff. A few mods don't have locked behind toggles like the biomes. I think it's all the biomes you go is the biome mod they have here. So that isn't locked behind no toggle. And as you can see, we are now back at the starting area. Once again, I do the last thing where I go into the last room to the left or the right just to make sure there's nothing left. And as you can see, I'm now completely out of food. I don't have any food left on me. All I have food-wise is golden apples. You may also notice there are cookies in my inventory. I can't eat them. They are to gain XP. They don't do hunger. They don't do health. They also, I don't think you can eat them inside of a vault anyway. I think you have to be in the overworld to eat them, or the nether or the end. I don't think you can eat them inside a vault. And a lot of the apples we actually have in our inventory don't actually give us hunger either. So once again, we have to be careful with what we're doing here, because the food we have is not the best food. And I think, yeah, at this point, I think I'm just trying to get back because I know it's getting to the end of the vault and I'm running out of food. So soon my hunger will be gone, which means I'll start taking damage. So at this point, I think I just want to get out of the vault. I just check one last place to make sure there's no chests. And then I just run straight out. I lose my way. I forget where the portal is and I remembered it was underneath. And I finally leave. So, I'm now breeding turtles because we need turtle eggs for our actual, what's it called? We need to breed turtles to get turtle eggs for another vault crystal. And yeah, I was exploring for so long to find these turtles. I started to think turtles were extinct. If I did find them, I would only find like one single one on an island. And it started to get to the point where I was bored. So, I bred them up. I killed some crabs while I was waiting for them to hatch the eggs. I killed all the crabs, and they still hadn't hatched, which the crabs didn't do nothing to deserve this. Although I did walk into a crab early on, I think it was like day 10. I walked into a crab, and the crab did actually damage me. They only do like half a heart, I think, if that. But the turtle is now actually laying the eggs. I have a silk touch shovel, which I didn't actually think you could pick them up with, but you can, which is good. So I picked them up, and then I went back home, and I think we now run another vault. Yes, we do. This vault is, once again, I only show this one room in this vault because, once again, this is the room that I really like. It is rewarding, apart from when you get damaged like that. So yeah, this room is a lot more rewarding than most rooms. And don't forget, as you level up, we're on level 11 at this point. The more you level up, the more, like, the better the vaults are. The harder they are, but the better they are. So yeah, that is basically it. And once you reach level 25... you actually have the ability to find different armor. It's called Vault Gear. That Vault Gear is actually the armor you want, as Netherite armor, Diamond armor, Iron armor is a lot weaker within this mod pack. So that is why we are taking like so much damage, although we shouldn't. It's because they're a lot weaker. than they would be in normal Minecraft. I think netherite armor is the same average as diamond armor, and it just scales down by 1 level. I think I could be wrong on that though, I'm not 100% sure. So we're just quickly looting. I only show this room, I think. I don't think I show this whole vault, because we've shown, what, 3-4 vault runs at this point. We're on day 72. It's kind of getting to like the end where we're just trying to get as much done as we possibly can. My goal was to reach vault level of 20, which we're on level 11 now. So we've only got, what, 9 more levels to go, which I'm not going to remember if we do it or not. You have to wait till the end of the video to actually know if we do make it. So as you can see, we did open a chest that did blow up, which got us quite low. At this point, we're not on the best of health. And this wasn't an easy vault. I think this was a difficult vault, and we also had hunger. So it weren't an easy vault, so I just left this. At this point, it's now 75 day, and we're just cleaning up the area. We're just cleaning up outside of our base to make our base look a bit nicer, because it's not the prettiest of things. So we're just like obviously cleaning up some things, filling in holes, breaking random blocks that shouldn't be there, and stuff like that, because throughout the series, throughout this video, I was just like placing random blocks anywhere just to be efficient with it. I didn't care about how it looked. We are now working on a roof of the base, because I did want to get the base finished. I didn't want to have a base that weren't finished to end off the series, or not series but video. So I wanted to get the roof done. So that is what I'm working on now. I'm using palm slabs from the older biomes you'll go. I really like how they look. They're like a faint oak, birch sort of colour. When I actually started building this roof, I had no idea what I was doing. I was literally just placing blocks in random places, hoping it looked good. It turned out okay. I wouldn't say it turned out the best looking thing in the world. As you can see right now, I'm just spamming blocks. I don't care where the blocks go. As long as there ain't no holes in the ceiling, then I'm happy. So yeah, it's not the best looking roof. It's not the worst looking roof. I do eventually go through and just touch up some areas where I think it looks a bit too broken or stuff like that. But I didn't want it to look like neat. I wanted it to look like old, rusted, jagged and stuff like that. I'm now on day 83, digging a room. This room is where we're going to store all of the actual players that I was naming throughout this video. So I'm just building this room up right now. This is where I will store them. I move them down here soon. So this is now coming to the last like 15 days-ish, which we are now basically just trying to clean up the area to make it all look better. Just because that weren't my like first thought going into this video. I was just trying to be efficient with things. I didn't care about looks. I didn't care about anything like that. So I'm just like now starting to clean it up so the like base is finished to end off this video. So we're now just doing the floor for this room, which I actually come up with a cool design. I am using deep slate bricks, which is thanks to a backport. I think it's Quark that adds them, as this mod pack is 1.16. And we also then use cave crystals. They're called something different. We are then obviously digging out another room. This room is for our chests, just so we can have a decent storage area, because at the moment it's just stored in the top of the base, and I don't want that. I want a unique area where we can store them, where it'll look nice so we don't walk straight into our front door, and there's chests absolutely everywhere. So at this point I'm just trying to make another room. I make it roughly the same size as the other one, I think. I just try to use some different blocks so they don't look exactly the same. And if you're wondering where these are in the corridor of where the villagers are. So at this point, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yes, I'm creating another vault rock. Just because I want to have a few spares just in case I feel like running a last one. So I throw that in there. I then go, do I run a vault right here? I don't know if I do. I might not. Yeah, look, as you can see, this is the chest room. I finished it. I've started to organize things to make things look better. Just so it's kind of finished to end off. We're on day 91. We've only got 9 days left. And I just wanted to make everything look nicer than what it did to begin with. So I'm starting to like be happy with how everything looks. It's starting to look like an actual base. It's starting to look like things are complete. And that is what my goal was. I started off by just not caring about what things looked like or how it was. And then towards the end, I did start caring. I actually opened a vault right there. But yeah, we're now on day 96. A lot of that time I cut out was just me looking around, making sure there's things that I don't like or things. We actually run another vault here, which don't you'll have to wait and see, because this vault was one that was the most difficult vaults I've ever ran, and I think this is the one actually. It might not be. And yeah, this is, I think. So this is the this is the hardest vault I've actually run in this video, which I did not expect it to be hard. Or actually, no, I did, because look, we're now on level 20. It's got a speedy boost. I don't know what that does. And it's also got hunger again. I made sure I brought a lot of food this time. And as you can see, this is where it goes wrong. I am struggling. I die. And that sound effect just makes it so much better. So I died on day 97. I didn't really care, as I said in the beginning of the video. It didn't bother me about dying. I don't know how many times I died. I know I died, I think 2, maybe 3 times. But I don't care about that. For the fact of, it's better in this mod if you die. Just for the simple fact of, you have to then go and regrind your stuff. It's not just the fact of you have everything at a point in the world. If you die inside of a vault, you're screwed. You can't get that stuff back. You have to regrind it. As you can see, I'm back to default. I have no enchantments, nothing. At this point, I'm now just noticing that it's day 98. We've only got a day or 2 left. So I'm now just like making things look a bit neater up in the top of the base. We've finished the actual bottom of the base, the alleyways. I'm now making the ceiling look better, because on the inside it still looked a bit weird. So I'm just finishing or making the final touches. So we are now making a pathway, just because I didn't do anything on the outside at all. We built the house, made some little crop farms that I did destroy because they didn't look the best. So I'm now just kind of building a path to make it all connect. I make the path connect to the bee farm. And finally, I build a little podium to flex my diamonds, because I did actually get 54 diamond blocks within all the vaults or mining. And that is actually a lot of diamonds. So I thought, why not flex them just to end off? We're on day 99 at this point. And I thought, why not flex them? And then to end off, I built a potato farm just to give the outside of the base a little bit more to actually look at, because the outside didn't have that much. So yeah, as you can see, we've got like the diamond podium now. We've got the base with the path, the bee farm, the potato farm. And I now go and sleep. And that is day 100. So I think I wake up and I just go out. I also obviously made the inside look a bit nicer. I go out, and as you can see, the outside now looks a lot better. Before, it was just a house on a hill with nothing around it. I have now actually made it look like there's something going on. And that is it. I have just made like a final touch to the path just to end off. So that was 100 days in Minecraft Vault Hunters. If you did enjoy, make sure you do leave a like and subscribe, as this video was not easy to record. And if you want to see me do more 100 days, do let me know in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!